Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, it's time to update the chart here. We are not in a different scenario, so the wave count doesn't change, but we can progress with the wave count based on the latest movements. Just to give you an idea in which wave we might be, and also show you in a little bit more detail the more detailed wave count here if we zoom in. So we'll start with the bullish scenario because this became a few days ago my primary expectation. Again, just not to misunderstand here, if I tell you this is my bullish or my primary expectation, it doesn't mean I completely exclude the possibility that we could drop even more, even once more into that lower 17.6k area, yeah, below that. That's absolutely still likely. We're in a very, very early stage of a possible uptrend, and in this stage there is still a significant downside potential. Therefore, I've given it a 60-40 percentage in favor of the bullish breakout scenario. Now, if I'm talking about a bullish breakout scenario as well, it doesn't mean that we definitely have to get in a bull run now that will take us to all-time highs. It could just be a bear market rally to 40k, maybe 35, in which afterwards we will get down once more. Someone asked me, when do we know that we are in a bear market rally? Well, you probably won't know until we get, well, much higher. The reason is that we need to see how the structure is evolving to be able to judge if this is indeed a bullish scenario or a bearish one, because we need the higher level Elliott Wave patterns for that to get confirmation. But as soon as we see something here, of course, we will talk about it. Here, of course, all of this was accumulation phase. Yeah, there were, we had time since the 13th of June, 14th of June to accumulate for anybody who wanted to do this. In case we now really go up, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't mind, but there are still a lot of people who believe that Bitcoin will drop lower, and in fact the probability of course exists. Yeah, this is just reality. There is uncertainty in markets. We never know for sure, but we can make educated assumptions, as I said before, and also for new viewers, this is really the first time here in June when we reach this current range that I talked about the possibility that the low could be in. Up here we talked about very clearly that this structure will not support new all-time highs. This one here can, and I explained that all in previous videos in detail. Now we have here the situation that we have a wave 1 to the upside, a first impulse, a wave 2 to the downside, a correction. That's how we can count it, as an A, B, C. Based on that, we would now be in the wave 3. Yeah, and in the wave 3 we are here in those subwaves, where in the current scenario we've moved up in a 1, came down in a 2, moved up in a 3, came down in a 4, moved up in a 5. This formed this yellow wave 1. We then came down in a yellow wave 2 of this wave degree, and we should now be in wave 3 in yellow, within which we have made already or completed wave 1. Then this was then a wave A pullback. This was a wave B to the upside, an overshooting wave B. Exactly here yesterday I made a video and told you that we can expect a pullback. Yeah, I made a warning video that was really a warning that we can expect a strong pullback because of the 3-wave nature of this movement that happened here. And indeed we saw that strong pullback, and I mentioned yesterday it could take us below 22.9k, which indeed it did. Question is now, is this ABC correction over? And for that we can zoom in a little bit, and in my opinion there is definitely a good chance. First of all, we have found support here at this ascending trend line. Yeah, and there is definitely a case to be made that the low could be in here in this movement, especially as we can count 5 waves. It would have to be an ending diagonal here in a wave C, where we can count 5 waves overlapping, where we had here a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. Can take that away again, we don't need that. And now we could be reversing and go up in a 3rd wave, yeah, here in yellow. And that should take us here into this region between 25.7 and 27.3k. Now, of course, I don't have the crystal ball, I don't have the time machine, yeah. So I don't know if this level will hold, but for a breakout scenario, it would be good, yeah. And however, what you shouldn't forget, even if we go lower, this wouldn't change anything here in this higher level wave count of a 1, a 2, and a 3 in pink. Yeah, so of course here the daily volatility can of course change, yeah, and therefore oftentimes these waves can change. That is just the nature of the thing. You know, we're here in daily movements. Yeah, the day-to-day volatility, of course, it can change, and this is just yeah, very fragile, these wave counts here on the lower time frames. But these are building these larger waves which have been standing here for a while now. So we're basically tracing these and then come to those higher level Elliott wave patterns that allow us to forecast where the next moves will be. But I can tell you, if this level is holding here of 22.35k, this wave too low, we should go up into this region, yeah, before we then expect another retracement down. And if we now break below this wave too low and even come below the yellow wave 2 here at 21.6k, then the alternative scenario will come into play, the alternative bullish one, where all of this here was a wave 1, and I explained that in the previous video, where we can just drop lower, yeah, where we then see all of this as a wave 1 and could come into the region 21.6k, 20.9k. However, this is sort of what a wave 2 would do. However, a move below the wave 1 high here, yeah, wouldn't be great. It just wouldn't be great. That's just what it is, yeah. Ideally this level is holding. If it doesn't hold, generally this 21.9k level, the wave 1 high here, then it would just increase again the chances for the bearish scenario. But still, I would stick still to the bullish one but it's just an area that ideally holds, yeah, and that is pretty much here at the level very close to that 50% fib retracement. So ideally, ideally we're holding here where we are now, and then we'll continue this uptrend on top of this, above this ascending trend line. So that's currently how I see Bitcoin on the bullish scenario. We can also take a quick look at the bearish one. There's also a couple of options how to count this in a bearish way. I've decided here to show you the WXYXZ pattern, from where we could potentially now have started an impulsive move down. Yeah, absolutely possible to count it that way, same way as we counted the wave C. And this would here be a leaning diagonal in this case, and we would now start a wave 2. And here we are getting now to a key decision point. If we move above this 24.3k level, the high here, which would also be here a breakout point on the bullish chart, yeah, then this invalidates this entire downtrending scenario, yeah. We're still not out of the woods then, but it would definitely again confirm the bullish scenario if we move above that, because this wave 2 cannot go above the beginning of the wave 1. So, and this is currently how I see Bitcoin, still in an uptrend, yeah, still bullish, but again, the probabilities are very close to each other with 60-40, but we can become carefully optimistic here. Alright, so hopefully you liked the update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.